I just sat down with Chief. I want to say Lieutenant.
He's not a lieutenant
I
anymore.
have to pause and
He's a chief.
I did it on our live coverage here. I said Lieutenant. Press, you weren't here to stop me, like kick me, like don't do that. But Chief Chad Brecklin stops in here and talks to us about the update here to the homicide on Anton Drive. Take a look. All right, joining me right now here is Chief of Police, Chad Brecklin, Fitchburg Police Department. Chief, thank you for stopping in.
Sure.
Real quick, I know you guys got a lot going on, but wanted to get an update here from you and just share out with to the community, kind of wrapping up this homicide took place on Anton Drive this past week. You did a press conference this morning. You made some arrests. What do we got?
Yeah, so obviously there was a homicide that occurred Monday evening about 5:45 near 5154 Anton Drive. That involved the subject. The homicide victim was identified as Julian Patterson by the medical examiner's office yesterday. He was struck by a single gunshot and died as a result of that gunshot. Our preliminary investigation has indicated that Patterson was with a friend or accompanying a friend and went to that address for a prearranged drug transaction. Ultimately, a disturbance broke out between Patterson and two other individuals, which led to one of those individuals firing a single gunshot, which struck Patterson. Through our investigative leads following up through the overnight hours, we were ultimately able to track down the male who we believe made the arrangements for that drug transaction, and he was ultimately located in Columbus, Wisconsin yesterday afternoon and taken into custody there. Continuing to follow up on additional leads that were developed, we were able to take two other subjects into custody late or early yesterday evening after a traffic stop near the Beltline and Todd Drive. The individual taken into custody back in Columbus, I should back up just a smidgen, is Trevon Jackson. And the individuals taken into custody from the traffic stop are Gary Mays and Joshua McInnes. So those three individuals were obviously interviewed by our staff. They were ultimately booked into the Dane County Jail on charges stemming from a previous incident that we had investigated back in December, and we had not yet been able to locate the three individuals. Although we do anticipate filing charges with the Dane County District Attorney's Office later this week related to the homicide against those three individuals. It was a situation where we feel right now that we don't have any other suspects that we're looking for. We believe we have those that are responsible, but the investigation is still open and clearly active. There's a lot of investigative work still to do on the case, but again, we're grateful that at this point in time we have some suspects in custody who we think are responsible or believe are responsible for the case. And as usual, a number of agencies have stepped up to assist us in the investigation. We received some assistance from the Dane County Narcotics Task Force, the Madison Police Department, the Columbus Police Department, and the Wisconsin Department of Justice Division of Criminal Investigation. And of course, I also have to recognize our team of Fitchburg Police Department members who put in a lot of hard work to get to the point that we're at with the investigation and getting three suspects into custody so quickly. And then, there's still a lot of work to do, no doubt. I mean, there's still several weeks of work that will need to be done yet on this case, if not longer. It's not as simply a situation that, all right, people are in custody and we can go on and carry on with the rest of our business. There's still a lot of investigative work to do in these sorts of cases.
Seems to be an isolated incident. What would you tell residents as far as that this had happened in the city of Fitchburg, and your stance moving forward? And I like that you tied that off at the end here, that this doesn't just mean, yes, this may close a chapter in a process here, but what kinds of things will you guys be doing here moving forward?
Yeah, so we'll continue the investigation. What we'll do from more of a patrol and visibility aspect is we'll do what we can to certainly increase our visibility in the community. I was at shift briefing again last night at 11 p.m. and asked the officers, as they had time and call volume allows, please spend some time in the area of Anton Drive just to give that visible presence and reassurance to the community that we're there. You know, it is isolated. We don't have a lot of violent crime here in Fitchburg, you know, and it clearly wasn't a random situation based on the prearranged meeting. Unfortunately, we believe that if not two, if not three of the individuals have some ties to that area, you know, so that clearly was an area that they have at least frequented and felt that they could, you know, potentially commit that crime there.
I appreciate your time,
Mhm.
Chad, and you know, great job on the whole team, everybody involved in helping out, and
Yeah.
certainly stop by anytime you got any more information to get out there.
Thanks. And I do just want to add real briefly, Jeremy, that if anybody in our community sees any sort of suspicious or activity that they believe to be criminal, they should call our dispatch center, or if it's an emergency, call 911 and report that information to us. So we'll be happy to send a car out to take a look at it and see what it's about.
I think that's great information to pass along as well.
Sure.
All right, Chad Brecklin, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jeremy.